be the max. And some rotation, trunk rotation.
Okay.
I was just wondering if you had any other ways to kind of address that.
You've already played with ribcage compression, like you've had her try and squeeze it, right?
Ish. What do you mean, like?
So I mean, there's breathing, right, which compresses it, but then there's also just consciously contracting the intercostal.
Like
Isometrics.
Isometrics.
Yeah. So essentially, it would be something where you just. I think we've done this before.
Yeah.
Let me see which one is the flary one. So squeeze this stuff here. So start up and then squeeze. So try and stay up. Don't move your body, but squeeze your ribs. Rest. Try it over here. That. Rest. Try it over here. So think about contracting this stuff. There you go. Breathe in and then contract this stuff. Right. And then rest. And then we'll go again here. Don't breathe, just contract. Just squeeze here. More back here. More here. Good. Now keep that squeeze and breathe. Hard, right?
Hard, yeah.
So that's what I would do is I would go into the contraction, get them finding that contraction, and then try to normalize some breathing patterns in that contracted state. So that kind of conditions their system to understand a little bit better how to breathe when the rib cage is anchored.
I like that.
Yeah. And then, if things don't turn out the way you're looking for them to turn out there, then start thinking about spinal position, head position, cervical position. You could start thinking about like center of mass. So where their brain is perceiving where their center is, because I see that a lot as well. Like if you're sitting there and this person thinks that this is neutral,
right,
with their head like this, this rib cage is always going to be flared, and so it could be that their perception of center of mass is skewed, and so we need to educate them on what a new configuration of neutral looks like from a perception standpoint.
Okay.
Because the body is going to respond. It's going to respond like to where the head is. So that's another thing to be thinking about there. Yeah. Those are the things I would start with.
The head is the pilot. Then.
The head is the pilot. Yeah. And then there's also like the lumbar positioning could be an impact on that too. The hip hikey stuff could be messing with the rib cage. Okay.
Cool.
Any questions?
No, I have a
like
comment though.
Yeah.
That stick worked. The popsicle stick.
Hey! Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let's go!
That's crazy. So I clench my teeth, especially at night. And then he had me hold a popsicle stick and keep my lower jaw
Relaxed, not clenching, I guess, yeah.
for a while, and with the exercise and everything. And then last night,
No way.
no jaw clench.
No way.
That's good.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Did you do it before you went to bed, or did you just...
No.
Oh, I was wondering. Okay, so
Yeah.
you didn't even have to prime yourself up. You just...
Yeah, I didn't
Amazing.
bring any, so yeah.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was crazy because when we finished doing your abdominal stuff last night, looking at your jaw still looks relaxed. It's crazy. But it was a trip to see the difference from the start of the session to the end of the session as far as like what the tension profile looked like. So that's for
Nice trick
that's
for everyone.
yeah, there you go.
Tongue depressor?
Yeah. We did abdominal training with the tongue depressor last night. So the biofeedback of when I do abs, I clench,
Yeah,
she
I
was
know that
getting that
feeling.
she was getting that feedback, and we were able to like train fully the abdominal system without the
Jaw
clenching.
clenching.
Yeah, so it's great. Cool. So anyway, that's awesome. Rib cage. Anything else?
And torso translation is kind of.
Yeah. So I mean, the idea with torso translation is we're just gliding the vertebrae, and so you're looking at the ability to translate one way, and translate the other way, and you're just giving them a gentle push, back to neutral, and then with the hips, you're just seeing if they can bump into you and bump into you.
So what are they doing right there? Because I was like, what am I supposed to be doing?
You're just pushing on them and seeing if they can engage.
Like keep like core tight? Like what's?
Yeah, it's a very strange test. It's a
Yeah.
kind of a pelvic floory, core, lumbar spine, lateral flexy thing. Yeah, it's a weird one. I mean,
Hip ABD a little bit, or
yeah, a little bit. I mean, it would be ADD going that way,
Right.
and so if I'm going like lumbar translation left, it'd be hip ADD
Oh,
left
right.
and ABD right. It's not. I mean, it's definitely an imperfect test. I mean, it's just something we just started exploring it. Like this isn't even like in our protocol or anything. This is just like, can you do the thing? And then as I tested it, I was like, oh, people can or can't do this, and then when they can do it, they feel more stable. So, yeah. So I mean,
it's
it's
just you do it. Is that seated? Is there like?
yeah.
standing.
Oh yeah,
too.
standing as well. You can do it supine. You can do it prone.
I had a
Sideline's kind of hard. I tried with a couple people sideline. So
I had a client
Yeah.
who seems kind of like when they're seated, translated over to the right,
uh-huh.
and then, but both sides were low quality. Like it was like left. Oh hi. It was like left. I don't know what it was. Left test, both sides. It was like left, left hip, pelvis, whatever. Like what? He was just like, I don't even know what I'm doing here. And then when he stood up, it was the opposite.
Flip flop. Yeah.
So I'm just wondering, like, if it's ever like a same side thing. Is it really
Yeah.
translation?
Oh, we said it flip flopped though.
It did, but yeah.
So he had right, and then he had left, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, or it was left to left. He was over this way and couldn't
Do either.
come over this way. Does that make sense? to
But
you?
could he do the left hip?
No. It was like same side seated, and then we stood up. It was more of the right, left. So he wants to be right.
Uh-huh.
I'm just wondering if it ever makes sense, this whole idea of translation, if it is on the same side.
Well, it wouldn't be I mean, the translatory component wouldn't. It's not a translation issue if you're not seeing
Yeah.
it a shearing
Like,
thing.
because it's an opposite.
Yeah, that to me, yeah, I would say like if you found like a right thing,
Yeah.
I would be more interested in like directionality, like the same thing we were talking about, like perception of center of mass.
Yeah.
Like, dude doesn't want to go right with anything.
So what would you do? I'm sorry. What would
Yeah.
you do there? Would you have them like close their eyes and maybe do the test?
So you could
or-
try closing their eyes. You could try, you could try influencing just
like putting them in the better position.
or
Leading with your head.
leading with your head. You could try having them ISO the pelvis and the shoulder at the same time, right? So that would be, the easiest route is to just go, hey, I want you to push here and here at the same time. Nope, right? If it was left,
Yeah.
I would have him go left,
Just
shoulder.
just like push right here.
Yeah, she'd probably like this.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Because
that's
this
the
is
thing.
her left thing.
Okay.
She got a left.
Yeah.
She probably wants more of that.
Yeah, keep going. Keep it going. Because that's the thing. I can push here, and I can push here, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I can get over. But then
Yeah.
also I can pelvically rotate
Yep.
right. So I don't know if it's the same side.
Well, this is the point of us being explorers. Is like there isn't a one answer for this thing,
Right.
right? And from a translatory standpoint, I mean, when we're assessing translation, that's just a means to then get into assessing what comes after that. Like if we're like, oh, this is a weird thing. There it isn't a standard like translation test issue that we're seeing. Then you need to, peel back the onion a little bit and kind of explore what it might be and go back to the toolbox and go, directionality, is it ocular based?
Yeah.
Is it the rib cage that's not compressing correctly? Why is it different when they're seated versus standing? Let me check that supine. Is it a gravity loaded thing versus a supine, different direction from gravity? Looking at those possibilities, just testing,
Well, and it's interesting, not like I'm trying to bias my own situation, but sometimes I feel like if I get over a little bit more, like if I'm more lined up in this frontal plane, then maybe there's it's easier to rotate.
For sure. Well, that's what we fought. I mean, you were kind of one of the primary drivers behind looking at this translatory thing. You and a couple other people, I'm like, okay, when she rotates left, she gets smashed here, but then when I translate you,
then I can do it.
Then it opens you up, and I'm like, okay, that's a pretty important thing.
I had, I don't know. There's just so much. There's so much.
Yeah.
To all this stuff.
And just the thing to think about is just stay within your means of what you know and what you can do, and
it's just
stay in your
interesting
wheelhouse,
when getting started and being new like this, and then you're like, okay, this person is super right trunk rotated, and the pelvis is super left rotated, and then they come in and they're like, opposite. No, I'm super left.
Yep. So I mean, remember what Greg says. We're more interested in what's
not changing
than what is changing.
Yeah.
All right. So.
But all of a sudden.
Yeah. So if the flip flop happened, I mean, what would be the next step if you saw a flip flop? Like, what would you do there? Like, first thing that they come in and you're like, oh, this person's flip flop today. What would the first thing you guys would do be? What would you do with them?
Well, I just went with like what was going on with
exactly. What'd you do this week?
Yeah.
Like what happened? What's your stressor system? Like what's the influence on your body that's got a flip flop thing? And then you look at that and you go, like what? I mean, I'm curious. What?
Yeah. Well, it was interesting because there's always like this left glute pain, this left weird stuff happening. There's like some peroneal tendonitis going on. That's kind of like back there, but not at the forefront. The foot was lit up. And the glute was feeling better.
With the flip flop.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he golfed. He was more active. He was swimming.
So he golfed. This was like the first time he's golfed in a while.
Yep. And been in the pool a bunch and like
rotary,
getting more like
rotary, tons of extension.
Yeah. And it wasn't extreme like where he was, and he also wasn't like lit up from it. So I'm just like, okay, but now your foot's all messed up because you golfed without your orthotics, and
so So I mean, you're spot on. What happened this week, and then the next thing I do is QMAMC. Go, all right. Well, I mean, let's go back to samples. Like, is this person in a new set condition? Do they now have different quality checks? I mean, is there now a different low quality system that we're finding?
They were also working with this right scapular retraction thing too.
They meaning
him.
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 Oh, yeah, gotcha. I was just wondering if there was another therapist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just with the breathing. And
so you were influenced. So you set up homework.
Yeah.
So there's another variable, right?
Yeah.
You gave him a thing to try and change his biomechanical patterning. That's totally understandable that he might be in a new set condition. I mean, we talked about hoping that with dude, he was going to be utilizing and interacting with his spine differently.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, I would say out of all the variables, the repetitive exercise homework that you gave him over the kind of random golfness of it, that seems like that would be more of an influencer.
Yeah, and I don't know how much he did because I checked in with him later and I was just like, wait, what is going on here? Are you trying to get away from your ankle? are you like, what, this like kind of flip flop? And then I was like, have you been working on that right scapular retraction? And he was like, yes.
So he
I
has
don't
been.
know. So yeah, I'll dig into
Yeah.
that a little bit more
Yeah.
and see where he is. But
But so those are the things, right? You want to assess variables. You want to see what they were doing that week. Go back to QMCs and go, all right, does this make sense? Why this dude's flip flop today?
yeah.
That's kind of that would
At first, it made sense that he was right rotated to kind of like maybe not load this left foot, just kind of be flopped, and then to come back over, and maybe he is loading now, and I don't know. I was trying to think about the ankle, because the ankle pain, the reduced hip pain, but that's where I think for myself in general, it's like there's so much to manage, and just like honing in. It's just like that first step in, decision making,
and then just like not like going in and going, okay, how can this affect other stuff, but not like going too deep down a rabbit hole without collecting data.
Yeah.
And I think that's like something to keep in mind, is like not overthinking things without having a solid set of data to actually make a decision, because then you're just spinning your wheels, right? And that gets, it gets counterproductive, I guess, at that point, when you're like, I'm not saying you're doing that. I'm just saying in general, like, you like if you're like, wow, okay, the shoulder thing and the foot thing and the loaded thing, instead of like kind of spinning the wheels with that, intra-session be like, pull that shoulder blade back and then see what his spine does, right? So if he's standing there like this, and then you're like, pull your shoulder blade back, and it rips him to the left. Here, collapse, drop, pull that shoulder blade back. Oh, it drives dude, or does he do this? Pull the shoulder blade back.
And then it rotates more.
Well, the body's not going to do this, because that doesn't make any sense, right? For somebody to walk like this, right? So it might be something where this thing is pulling him back. So if he feels like he literally needs to counter rotate or rotate the other way to get his body more squared up, because now his shoulder blade's back versus it being here.
Yeah.
Which,
I have that sensation on my left shoulder for sure.
Yeah.
Like just a little bit more stability to move away from. I think just on my own mental check, that's like really important.
Yep.
As we're like, is just knowing that like my job is to collect data.
Yep.
Take the data, take notes, but go on this journey. But it's like I feel like this responsibility to fix.
Well, it's like I think you're spot on. Your job is to collect data, be on this journey, but make decisions.
Yeah.
And that's what people are paying us to do, is not collect data and go, oh, there's something wrong with you.
Mm-hmm.
But they're paying us to go, hey, we're gonna figure out this thing that's wrong with you.
Yeah.
And that's like when the tires hit the pavement. That's it, is being able to go, okay, I got this set of data, now I got to make a decision. You're going to do this thing, and then you're going to come back next week and we're going to figure it out again. And I think, that's I've had this issue in my life with like perfectionism issues. Like I've gotten past it, but like being afraid to make a decision and go, all right, this is what I'm going to do with this person because of like all these other variables. And now I'm like, at the point where I'm like, okay, I'm just trusting that the data, the tea leaves are giving us the right path, and just, staying rooted in the fact that like you do have a good set of data. You do kind of have a good idea of what this person's got going on. And then you just got to run science experiments at that point. So.
We had a ankle and toe, like plantar flexion with the toes, bad pain, and I ended up going into this situation where I ended up just kind of isomyoplyoing out of flexion into extension, and then the same thing with extension. It just, the toes were frozen. So I'm like, I don't really have, like, I don't know what was more effective or what changed the most. I think it was coming out, it was all the plantar flexion stuff, which also improved like range of motion for toe flexion. All of those modes of contractions helped range of motion with toe extension, but I tried that
Uh-huh.
those mocks with toe extension,
Uh-huh.
and it didn't seem as beneficial.
Mm.
But I still am not like, okay, I'm not so sure about like what happened. I know that the pain after we did that, the pain with plantar flexion and toe flexion was better.
Ooh.
So I'm
So,
like,
and
okay,
you're just saying the P-flex to D-flex MOCs,
yeah.
correct?
But it helped everything. So I'm like, was it just mobilizing the toes, or is it actually the toe flexion tissue? You know, is it a tissue issue or a motion issue?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of
Or and then just to like peel back that onion more, it might not be a tissue issue, it might not be a motion issue, it might be a joint stimulus issue. I mean, if you really want to go down that rabbit hole, just giving the brain new perception of feel in there
Yeah.
could change the whole local environment, you know?
So it's
like-
okay. Like I'm just like, wow. Let's just see if you can move. Let's see if you
Yes.
can do this.
100%.
I'm not 100% what's happening, but you're freaking frozen here.
Yeah.
And we'll just keep
Yeah.
checking back in on this and see how it affects your
Yeah.
inversion, eversion, on
Yeah.
all the things.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
Like,
like,
okay.
I mean, like, you've seen me do MAFAs before, right? Where I'm like, this thing just sucks.
yeah,
Like, that GH rotation just sucks. Like, I'm just MAFAing GH adduction, external rotation, ABD, what's that?
Yeah.
It's a multi-axial force application. So, sure it is.
Mafa.
But
Okay.
but basically it's just an educational joint stimulus experience.
Okay.
It's this dude, Jacques, he's this awesome neurophys biomechanic genius man, and he did a program up in Seattle called FNS, which is Force in the Nervous System, and you know his take on it is a little bit different than ours, where we're like ultra calculated with everything. He's like, teach the body to move and it's gonna get better. And it's, you know, that's the thing, is like we need to think like locally, globally, systemically. And so doing something like that could excite a bunch of nerve stuff in the ankle, wakes it all up, brain's connected down there, and then things get better without having like, you know, hard
So you're saying
QMMC.
just like give them a little force to plantar, deflex.
Yeah,
and
she
ER,
just stimulated joint movement,
Okay.
and then the toe thing got better. I mean, it could have been that the toe flexors
Yeah.
got stimulated, but I mean, you see that, like, I mean, I've seen that before, where like I'm just stimulating GHER and IR and ABD and ADD, and then all of a sudden the whole freaking shoulder complex gets better. We just cleared 7 range of motion issues from doing
Yeah.
this teeny little isometric thing.
Yeah, I'm
So
trying to find protocol, you know, and then usually,
that's the problem, though.
yeah,
Like
or
this is
procedures, or
that
you know,
protocol is there, procedure is
Yeah.
not. And that's, I mean, that's the thing about this process, is it's a thinking process, not a A B C D E F G. It's like an AX1Y7 banana
That sounds-
Yeah.
process.
That's
It's
You
like
know?
looking
About
at
right.
the computer screen with a bunch of ones and
Yeah.
zeros.
yeah.
You know?
Well, and a lot of what's
What's that
happening
say?
is
Yeah.
that I'll be like, okay, I'm looking for something low quality
Start
on
there.
people, and like I find no low quality, but I find unwanted sensations. They're strong.
Well, then you're probably looking in the wrong place.
Yeah.
That's what
Like
you're
everywhere.
there is a needle in that haystack.
That's low quality.
That there is motor control issues somewhere in that haystack, and
Yeah.
and and that's the thing, is reading these tea leaves is like, I mean, this is the tricky part, is going,
Yeah.
this dude's got pain. That's why I usually don't go for pain locations. I'd say 89% of the time
So I have a question on that, because with Tony,
Yeah.
he's had both his rotator cuffs
Yep.
repaired on the front side.
great rationale to start there.
And so we've been working with that.
Yeah.
Well, we cleared a bunch of it, so we got there, and he only has pain on this right side when
Yeah.
he's doing
ABD.
When he's doing ABD. And,
Yep.
But also when he's trying to, when I put a little bit of force, he's trying to
ADD.
ADD.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm like, but he's like, oh, I always keep my arms down and
Yeah,
in, and
yeah.
like, so I was like, oh, maybe that's rationale to kind of train coming
Yeah.
out a little bit.
The other, so like this is, I
But
love
he has
this.
full range of motion. He can move it, but it's
Just
like
pain
when-
under loaded conditions.
Loaded conditions.
So this is a perfect example right here of not going for the pain. So instead of like going, oh well, if we stim this thing up, we might have pain.
Yeah.
I might go, what's a common thread in pain this way and pain this way when you're loading it?
Yeah.
It-
It's just mainly so it's not really. He doesn't really get much when he's. It's mainly the position. So when he's get past like the 45 position, that's when he starts to get.
and
the
it's when
pain.
you're pushing on him,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So where are you pushing on him?
Down here.
So what's the common thread?
And then actually, I had him
between
do.
this-
I had him go 90, and then I was doing this
Was it
as well,
better?
and it was still the same pain.
Same pain response.
Same pain response. Same position.
Okay.
Like same 45 angle.
So you checked it above the
did.
elbow and below the elbow.
Yes.
So okay, that's a perfect example though of going, this dude's getting pain here and here. Is it something at the elbow? Let me check to see if it's here and here. So if it was something where like there was no pain here and here, but pain here and here,
Yeah.
and then I test, I would go for an elbow and go,
Yeah.
does this dude
So-
have a quality issue in the elbow? Clearly this, in his
There
situation
were
he
certain
doesn't.
times where, because he said that part of the repair was on bicep too,
Yeah.
his bicep tendon. So there's one thing I can't remember exactly what I did. I have the note, I think, but he felt it like right here in his bicep
Yeah.
and his tricep, and I was like, okay, like, and then we tried to repeat it and we couldn't do it. Nothing happened again, but
The pain went
the
away.
pain kind of didn't happen again. That
So-
pain didn't happen.
So
again,
that's rationale to keep stimulating that
Okay.
thing.
So I did. I sent him home with
Yeah.
AB
Yeah,
homework.
yeah, dude. I mean, that's what we're looking for. Is like if we do something and the pain goes away, we should keep doing it.
Yeah, so I just gave him like just go out
Yep.
like 20 degrees and just kind of stim that up. And
That's perfect.
That's what
Push
all I
up
gave him.
against
Push up
something.
against it.
Yeah.
I told him just push up, lay down, do it, lay
Yep.
down, and just push up against
And
your
then-
thing. Because he already has a couple of
Yeah.
laying down homework, so I was just like, while you're there,
Nice.
Yep. And then you get to make a decision. He comes back, you go, hey, how's the shoulder? He's like, oh, dude, it feels better. Let's keep
That's what
running,
I'm hoping.
and let's keep running some MOCs. Just increase the threshold a little bit. If he comes back, he's like, it's sore,
yeah.
it hurts.
And also, it's
Ugh,
like when
not
he's
gonna
laying
do that
down, you can
anymore.
see his shoulders are super
Yeah,
like,
protracted.
protracted. And so I get him like come back, but then he's like, you know,
So
and it's
so
like,
what does that mean?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure
Back
that
to
out.
Spine extending.
Yeah.
So it means something, right?
Right.
And
right.
and it probably means we don't want to just hammer him there to get
Right,
him
that's
back
what,
there.
That's what I'm not doing.
So then, thinking about the next step going forward there, like where would we go? What would we look at?
T-spine.
T-spine's a good option,
yeah.
right?
Or
I mean, he's
Spinal.
got the pelvic floor, everything.
Check that off
Check
the list.
that. I
Cool.
did the screen, the whole pelvic floor
Yeah.
screen.
can I ask you a quick question? Were you, when he was getting pain, were you QMA and seeing along the range of motion of ABD, or was he like pain here, pain here?
So yeah, it was along the range of ABD. So it was
Okay.
like
End range though, or
towards like 45 and then like higher,
90 or 45?
like here, like
Okay.
45.
Okay,
So
low.
like down here, like, but once we got to the strength spot, he's like, oh, I feel that.
So he's good and then he's not
he's
good.
not good.
So that's a good indicator that is a length tension issue.
Okay.
Like he's actually he hits a point where he's not able to continue
And I'm thinking
contracting.
it's because he's so used. He's ever since his surgeries.
Yeah.
8 years ago, he's been
Yeah,
like this.
it's a motor pattern thing, and also he just does so.
He just doesn't. Yeah.
He's this and he doesn't do this. So so that's the thing is like baby stepping him along to do this, and
Are we
then
more like we got some flexion going on as soon as we get up too, or is this all ABD? Because we think about flexion in this like sagittal. Just a random.
so that's
That's a good question.
that's sagittal.
Yeah, so this is flexion.
Yep, overhead flexion.
Okay, but then when we get out here, we're not really flexed. Are
It
we
d-
still? We're
that
not frontal.
that would be abduction.
Right. Okay.
just because the plane work.
Yeah. I mean, if
It
you
makes-
go
I can't
here and then you
Get
roll,
that question.
now you're in technically
Oh.
a GH flex position, but you didn't get there in GH flexion. So
Right.
So I mean, think about the movement. Like, I mean, if I'm here, that's not flexed. That's my arm being overhead.
Yeah.
Flexion is a motion, right?
Okay.
Right.
So like, if you do this and then you do that, then that's ABD to flexion, right? But just, I mean, my foot is relatively dorsiflexed right now. But like, is that now plantar flexion?
Right.
I don't know.
Okay.
Right? Like when does plantar flexion start and dorsiflexion end? Right?
It's
I
all
mean, we
relative
can
to the
say,
person,
yeah,
right?
we can say we're dorsiflexed here, but then is that now plantar flexion?
Yeah.
This is tough, right? I mean, that's the thing with, especially like with the postural assessment, like they look kind of plantar flexed. Like, okay, I'm gonna write that down, but like technically, it's like,
They're like, just relax.
I mean, we're like going, okay, dorsiflexion is neutral and up, plantar flexion neutral and down, but you know, that's why motion is so important.
So yeah, it can't be.
Movement is more important than position,
Okay.
always.
Okay.
How they moving, quality of movement, pain and movement.
So like if you're here, or like the plantar flexion on the table, and then you're like, well, actually dorsiflex, actually plantar flex, and maybe they look plantar flex, but they're like, oh no, I can get like
Exactly.
way more than that.
You're like, oh damn, they weren't. That's actually kind of neutral to them. And then they go, and then hey, I'm gonna have you dorsiflex, and they're like
Can't do it.
plantar flex, and they're like dorsiflex. Oh, okay. So
Or like maybe
Yeah.
they're like this, and you're like, oh, you're not going to be able to elevate your
elevate.
shoulder.
Yeah, and then
they're
they're like,
oh,
bam,
actually, I
right,
can.
exactly.
It's just
So, which is why checking
So
motion
quick,
is so
quick
important.
question, just thinking about it. So when we talk like the T-spine stuff, so with the shoulder retraction, because he's super extended when,
Yeah.
when he does that. So should we almost, do we go in and train extension, or
You would QMC it first.
do him see it first? And
See
then
if
kinda
dude,
see?
yeah, and then you know, I mean, if you're, so I mean, here's the thing, like, what I'll see a lot of times is being like, hey, I'm gonna QMC spinal extension, and they're like, all right, let's do the test, and you're like, well, I'm not even. There is no spinal extension happening.
Right.
They're shoving their shoulders forward and pulling their head back.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then before you can really even QMC something,
Got it.
you have to figure out how to get them to move into that position to test it. So it's like, am I going to passively take them into extension? Do I need to educate them on what T-spine extension feels like? Do I need to figure out if it's a pelvic position? I mean, if your fundamental goal is to get somebody into T-spine extension to test them, then your flow chart, your first goal is to figure out how to get them into T-spine extension. So,
Understandable.
you know,
So
so
you get there, just to, I mean, we've tested T-spine extension a lot. You
Yeah.
like usually they're seated, and then you see if they can get there. You're like, okay,
or
you
you can
can
do total
get there.
gym, or you can do supine on the table.
Maybe you can do total gym. Sorry.
Yeah.
I need to work on the total gym, like being an option
Yeah.
for things, but
Or you can always ask us to move it too, you know.
just pushing them both sides.
Good question.
Good. Great insight.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that would be the first step is like, let me see if I can get dude, like
Right.
figure out, and you know, breath is always a great way to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, take a big breath in. That's T-spine extension. Can you hold that? Let's hang out there. And then just educate them.
So we are. So he already does, like, because he's a singer, does a bunch of breath work. But then I introduced him to what we do: the DBT, the
Yep.
max, all that stuff.
Yep.
And next week we're gonna do the pro in
In and out. Cool.
So
Yeah, and you know, when you're introducing them to this stuff, the thing you're looking at, it's not just like, hey, here's this wonderful breathing stuff to do. It's, hey, I'm gonna show you this stuff, and I'm gonna make sure mechanically your body's
Right.
doing what we want it to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
You know, if he's like doing this, that's his idea of thoracic extension and max
Right.
breathing. Well, that's not what we're looking for.
Yeah.
You know, we're looking for this.
Get tall.
Get the rib cage open,
Mhm.
move your rib cage, get that thing going. So, you know, that would be a great way to go, hey, you know, like how you're doing this thing, I want you to do this thing, and then you can kind of get him in the side door and then start testing, you know, whatever it was that you wanted to look at, that retraction potentially.
Yeah.
Because you're saying when he does retraction, he does this, or
Yeah. Well, when he retracts, yeah, he like everything comes back. He like extends almost to like get his shoulders back too. So
oh, that's kind of cool, right? So that mean, I mean, because I know, Tony's like
Right.
a little bit
right
here.
Like this.
So, dude, that actually could be a good route to take if you're trying to get him in positions where he's finding more available T-spine extension. that might be a good thing to just train, not even talking to him about T-spine extension.
Just train the double shoulder
Yeah.
extension.
Because it seems like that's driving a new sensation of thoracic extension.
He says it feels good, so.
Dude. And that's the thing, right? Is I think, you know, we have this, like I've talked to you about it before, like this is not T-spine extension, right? This is not T-spine extension.
Yeah.
But like if we can find a way to, like if we're like going, hey, I want you to extend your spine, and he's like, how's that? And then we all of a sudden do this thing, and he's like, oh, that's T-spine. Then there's rationale to do the shoulder thing, even though like conventionally thoracically flexed and shoulder retracted isn't
Yeah.
T-spine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just kind of giving, because I know there's like that's not the right way to do it, but
Yeah.
critically thinking about it.
And the person
Exactly.
and what they're doing.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna test somebody out of that, would you use both hands on the back on the spine on opposite? Oh my god.
On their scalps.
With both hands, like bilateral,
You
push
could.
out.
Yeah.
or is it just like kind of like on the spine? Like
Well,
go do
you-
it. T-spine extend. Stay here. Ready, go.
Was
that it?
Was
Or
the-
would
was
I
that
mean,
the-
like-
Well,
That's the test.
was that like a genuine test that you were doing there? Or
Yeah,
was that?
I was just me like saying, could I put my hand here, or would I want to
Well,
do
let
this?
me feel what your one hand test would feel like.
Okay, stay here. Ready, go.
Okay.
Stay here. Ready, go. Body mechanics there.
So.
Like if you had both hands on either side.
Yeah,
Or just stay here. Ready, go.
you could do both.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like more comfortably for the person might be double hands
Yeah.
because you're not like
And
Yeah.
like pushing like
jamming
on their spine.
Yeah. Well, and you could
But-
do both, right? Or
Yeah.
you could do one hand on the right shoulder to drive a little bit of right rotation, one hand on the left shoulder to drive a little bit of left rotation. You know.
Positional stuff.
Yeah,
It's
for
interesting
sure.
to think about too, because you know how sometimes people get back here and then their head's still forward, so
Yeah.
you gotta come back with your head.
So I'd be testing T-spine extension with cervical extension also.
And would you push? Could you use
Yep.
force here too?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Stay here. Ready, go. Oh my god.
Right.
Yeah.
And you'd want to get under
Mhm.
and like,
Stay here. Ready, go.
yeah, like I mean, get your elbow kind of like in line with my head. I don't know if it was or not, but
Stay here. Ready, go.
yeah, there you go.
Okay.
That feels safer for you too.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
use my better arm now. Stay here. Ready, go. I feel way better.
Yeah. So line of force,
Is that
mechanics.
capital?
That was more capital. Yeah.
Okay.
If you shove me more towards the wall, it would be more. Where's your elbow?
At my side.
You're tucking it in. Why are you tucking it in?
Stay here. Ready, go.
So I mean,
Cervical?
this is the thing, right? I mean, your brain is thinking this is going to protect me, but it's actually driving your end range external rotation here, and then you're trying to push somebody with internal rotation versus going out into a little more vulnerable position, but then pushing them forward like that. I mean, do that test right now.
Ready, go. Yeah, I feel like I need to train.
Did that strain you?
No.
Yeah. Just like trusting your body in those positions.
Well,
'Cause-
and this is my force.
Y-
My
exactly.
force isn't here.
Exactly. So continuing to think about those
Okay.
lines of force. Good.
You can press it one way. You can.
Yeah.